Okay, this is 9-1 video number 2. So first thing, there are the 2 your turn problems that you were supposed to do. So for this one, you should have gotten x equals 12, and this one you should have gotten x equals square root of 65. Okay, let's look at these couple word problems. So it says a helicopter rose vertically, so that means straight up, 325 meters, and then flew east. If you remember your, how I do it is never eat shredded wheat. Some people say never eat soggy waffles, but east is to the right. 500 meters. How far is the helicopter from its starting point? Leave your answer as a decimal rounded to 2 places. So let's draw a picture. So let's say here is where the helicopter started. So it said it rose vertically. We're going to assume straight up, 325 meters. And then it says it flew east. We're going to assume directly east, 500 meters. So this side should be a little longer than this one if this is 325. And then the question is, how far is the helicopter from its starting point? This is its starting point. This is its distance from the starting point. So I'll label this start. I'll label this starting point. So this is our unknown. So I'm going to draw that in. The other thing we know is if it flew straight up and then it flew directly east, that this is a 90-degree triangle. So when you have a 90-degree triangle and you're trying to find a missing side, you're happy about that because that means you can use Pythagorean theorem. A squared plus b squared equals c squared. This only works for right triangles. So find the legs. These are the legs because they both touch the right angle. So doesn't matter which one you call A and which one you call B. I'm going to do it like that. So our unknown, the side we're solving for is our hypotenuse is C. So A squared is going to be 500 squared plus B squared is going to be 325 squared equals X squared, or you could leave it C squared. Does not matter. That's just the unknown that we're solving for. So 500 squared, 5 times 5 is 25. This is going to be a really big number. It's going to be 250,000 plus 325 squared. I do not know that one, so I'm going to put that in the calculator. 105,625. So 105, 625 equals x squared. Now I'm going to add those two numbers together. And I get this, 355, 625. And then remember, to get rid of the power of 2, we use a root 2. That's going to get x by itself, which is what we're going for. And then I'm going to take the square root of that number. So I'm going to do second square root. And on this calculator, then I can just go up and grab that previous number, put it in, and hit enter. Now, unlike the problems we did before, this one told me leave your answer as a decimal rounded to 2 places. So it's going to be 596.34, 2 places. So x equals 596.34. Now, this is a story problem, and story problems require a story answer. So I don't want to just do that. If someone asked me how far is the helicopter from the landing place, I wouldn't want to say 596.34. I would want to say 596.34. I need some units here. Meters. So make sure for a story problem that your answer is either a story or at a minimum has units. Every time you do a story problem, you need to have some units. All right, let's look at this one. A 20-foot ladder is leaning against the side of the house if the base of the ladder is 4 feet from the house. So I'm thinking these are going to be my things I'm going to pay attention to. How far up the side of the house will the ladder reach? Okay, so let's draw, I'm going to call this the side of my house. There's my roof. Put a window on there. Okay, so we're going to, this is going to be the ground, we're going to lean a ladder against the side of the house. Now, first thing I know, we're going to assume that our house is a 90-degree angle to the ground. They tell me this ladder, if you want to be fancy, you can turn that into a ladder. I'm just going to leave it like it is. I'm going to say it's 20 feet. A 20-foot ladder is leaning against the side of the house. So I know the ladder is 20 feet. And then it says if the base of the ladder is 4 feet from the house. So there's the base of the ladder, there's the house. So this distance here is 4. Okay, I think I'm solving for this side, but let's read. How far up the side of the house will the ladder reach? So pretend, you know, I don't know, they're going to wash this window. They want to make sure the ladder will reach up to that window. They know how high up that window is. So I'm going to call this my X. So again, whenever I'm finding a missing side of a triangle and I have a 90 degree, I'm very happy because then I can use Pythagorean theorem. And then I just need to figure out what are my legs and what are my hypotenuse. Well, here's my 90 degree, so my legs are X and 4. So my a squared plus b squared, I'm going to call x squared plus 4 squared equals, and my hypotenuse, directly across from my right angle, is 20 squared. Legs squared added together equals hypotenuse squared added together. So I'm going to have x squared plus 4 times 4 is 16 equals 20 squared is 2 times 2 is 4 with 2 zeros equals 400. Solving for x, so I want to subtract 16 from both sides. So I'm going to get x squared equals 384. Again, this said leave your answer as a decimal rounded to 2 places, so it doesn't really matter if that's a perfect square. I'm still going to take the square root to get x by itself, and then I want to put square root of 384 in my calculator. So 384 is still in there. Grab it. Square root of 384 is 19.59, or you could round that 9 up to a 10, or 19.60. So I'm going to say 19.59. What's my unit on this? Story problem requires a story answer. What is my units? Feet. Feet, or 19.60 feet. So either of those would be acceptable answers. Okay, that is it for the first lesson in 9-1.